When you're first planning your Wi-Fi network, you might want to think about, well, do I want a single SSID or multiple SSID? And you're probably thinking, well, how do I do a single one with multiple networks? But is it still worth doing in 2025? Let's take a look at what the pre-shared key can do, and then we can discuss this in a little bit more detail. When you're creating your new Wi-Fi network, you can see on the screen, we have something here called private pre-shared key. And when you tick this, it removes the password box at the top and then brings down this drop-down box right here. Now, if I was setting up something like an IoT network, I can give it a specific password and click add. And then I could create another one for my guest networks, and the list can go on. And when I see this SSID, so if I called this SSID YouTube test, for example, I would see the SSID, type in the password for one of the two networks, and I would join that specific network. It's a great idea. It cuts down the airtime, improves performance overall for your Wi-Fi network, and makes things a little bit easier to manage. But there are a few drawbacks to doing something like this. The first thing you will notice straight away is I can no longer select the 6 GHz network. But there are a few downsides to using PPSK. Initially, you'll notice the 6 GHz can't be selected because it's not supported for PPSK. And if we scroll further down, it uses a slightly older encryption type. So it uses WPA2. That being said, a lot of the older devices are still only compatible with WPA2, so it might be useful in certain scenarios. So as I mentioned, some of the pros, it reduces the SSID clutter, it gives you better airtime, you can easily segment your networks without radius complexity, and it's simple for those smaller deployments, whether you're a small business, cafe, or you're splitting your IoT, or you want to merge your IoT and guest network. It just makes all of that a little bit easier. But the question is, well, is it worth using in 2025? Well, if you're using WPA2, for example, and those smaller deployments, maybe less than 50 users, and you can easily segment your networks without the heavy radius setup, then this could be something for you. But if you have higher security needs and you need to use WPA3 and you want to take advantage of the 6 GHz network, then this isn't going to be something for you. After that, you'll probably be saying, well, what do I use instead? So I want to use WPA3, I want to use 6 GHz, but I want this simplicity when setting up my Wi-Fi networks. Well, there are a few things that you can do, but it's not going to be as easy as PPSK. For example, number one, you can use WPA2 and WPA3 setup, which is just down here. But again, with that, there's no network segmentation, but it's simple. One SSID per network. The other one is probably a little bit more in-depth for setup, and that is WPA3 Enterprise or WPA2 Enterprise. And what that allows you to do is it uses something called a RADIUS server. Now, there is a RADIUS server built into the UDM Pro Max that I'm currently using and any other cloud gateway that you have. But also you can use a third-party one like a Windows one, or if there's another Linux device, you can use that as a RADIUS server. And what that basically means is when you log into a Wi-Fi network specifically, you're then given the option for a username and password. Now, to get that RADIUS server set up, you would go to Profiles, Radius, and you can create a new, which if you're connecting to something else, or you can go local credentials. And these are a couple that I've tested. So you would create a per user username and password, which again makes it a little bit more harder and more cumbersome to maintain, especially because there is no option to bulk import. This is where a third-party solution might be a little bit more useful and a little bit more manageable, where you can synchronize it with Active Directory or your Entra ID, depending on what kind of setup you're currently using. But you can create yourself a user, give it a username and password, and then tell it what VLAN you wanted to join. Now, if your mind is like mine, it's probably wondering, well, I can probably create a few username and passwords and give them out to multiple people. Yes, in theory, you probably, but it's not best practice to do something like that. And it's not very good from a security side of things. These credentials can then very easily be compromised, and someone else can get access to your network simply with a username and password. Now, also with Radius, you have the option to use a certificate-based as well. So if that's something you're looking to do, you can also do that. The Radius stuff is a little bit more involved and requires probably another in-depth video. So if that's something you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. But in terms of PPSK, if you want to keep something simple and easy, so for a small business or even your home, whether you're using an IoT and guest network, I think you can very comfortably merge them using PPSK. But if you need something more secure, for example, your more home secured network or your business network where you've got all of your data on, then you may want to look at one of the other options. Let me know if I've missed something or if there's another way that you would set this up. For now, this is InsideWire, and I'll see you in the next one.